children. How are you all? First of all, I would like to recollect the first part of the poem After Apple Picking, written by Robert Frost. A ladder had been placed, sticking through a tree facing the heaven. A barrel had been kept to drop the plucked apples. Even after he stops his work, 2, 3 apples were still found on the tree. The poet feels the scent of essence and cannot rub the strangeness that is holding the sheet of glass and sees against the world of snowy grass. Children, now open your textbook, the first page of the poem. That is the fourth line. Notice or listen to my pronunciation properly, and there may be 2 or 3. So when I read over the line over here, when there may be 2 or 3. Here, when you pronounce B and 3, E pronunciation comes over there. There is a repetition of a vowel sound. So when there is a repetition of a vowel sound, we call it as assonance, that is a figure of speech. Next figure of speech which we come across is in the next page in the fifth line. I got from looking through a pane of glass. Here, the word pane of glass is metaphor. So, what is metaphor, children? Metaphor is nothing but a comparison between two things without using as or like. Here, the pane of glass refers to a sheet of ice. Moving on to the next part of the poem, children. Upon my way to sleep before it fell, and I could tell what form my dreaming was about to take. Magnified apples appear and disappear, stem end and bosom end. Even though the narrator was tired and he was sleeping, he was knowledgeable about the dream, whatever he used to get. It shows that he had not slept, he was just feeling drowsy and recollecting the day's activities of plucking the apples. He was able to tell what type of a dream he would get. In the next line, the poet says that magnified apples appear and disappear, stem end and bosom end. So here, magnified refers to the big apples. The apples which he used to choose and pluck appears and disappears in his dream from stem to bosom, that is, the flowers of the apple. Next 2 lines. And every fleck of russet showing clear, my instep arc not only keeps the ache. 2 difficult words which we come across are fleck, that is a very small area of color. Second one, russet, that means reddish brown. You can see a picture of an apple on the screen, children. So there you can find a dot, that is a part of an apple which is damaged over there. While plucking the apples, a person has to check whether the apple is perfect or it has got a russet, that is reddish brown in color, which gets spoiled as early as possible. Next line is my instep arc not only keeps the ache, which means that you can see the picture of a foot over here, children. The below portion has been bent a little bit, wherein you can find an arc. And the upper portion, it is called as the instep, and the below portion is called as an arc. Next 2 lines. It keeps the pressure of a ladder round. I feel the ladder sway as the bows bend. In the same way here, the narrator says that when he climbs the ladder, the foot which is kept on the ladder steps can feel the pain in the arc. If he has to pluck the apples, he has to climb the ladder. He is so involved in his work that even in his dream, he can feel the pain in his arc. Even though he feels the pain in his arc, he feels that his ladder sways as the bows bend to pluck the apples. Moving on to the next three lines. And I keep hearing from the cellar bin the rumbling sound of load on load of apples coming in. Here, cellar bin refers to the godown where the apples are stored after plucking. So, we can notice that the apples which are plucked are being kept in the godown where they pour the next lot of apples, and the sound which we can hear while pouring is referred to the rumbling sound. The next three lines. For I have had too much of apple picking. I am overtired of the great harvest I myself desired. The poet had desired a good harvest, and plenty of apples had grown. But plucking apples continuously, the poet was overtired. We'll find out the figure of speech which comes under today's part of the poem. Fourth line, children. Magnified apples appear and disappear. Listen to the pronunciation properly. Magnified. Apples appear. So here, the first part of the three words have got a sound. That is a vowel sound. Which figure of speech is this, children? Yes, it is assonance. Next figure of speech which we can find is in the fifth line. Stem end and bosom end. Here also, listen to my pronunciation properly. End and bosom end. Which sound did you hear, children? Yes, it is D sound, that is D. Now, we will recollect the two new figure of speeches which we have come across. First one is assonance, that is repetition of the vowel sounds. Second one is consonance, that is repetition of the consonant sounds. Assignment of the day. First one, what do you mean by russet? Second one, what made the poet tired? We'll continue the next part of the poem in the next class, children. Thank you. Have a nice day.